What's up, guys? Today I'm gonna make a map guide about Malinovka, so let's get right into it. Um, the spawn 1 is worse than the spawn 2, so this spawn is better, and this one is worse. Um, yeah, I mean Malinovka is a great light tank map. Everybody knows that probably. Um, and there's the hill, and hill is really important as well. I'm gonna go over the north/west spawn, aka the spawn 2 first, which is the better one. I mean, the main advantage is the bush in the field. It's a lot closer for this spawn, and they just basically get it like almost every single time if they just want it. So I think the light tank should always like go here, because the light tank just spots all of these, and your team will just snipe from here, and it's not gonna be fun for this team. Like, if the light tank has CVS, and usually they always have, if the enemy is like peeking here, they always get spotted through the bushes. It doesn't matter if the light tank has good enough of view range. So yeah, I think that's why the West has a good advantage. If your team knows how to play the field from this side, it's a lot easier to like even like push here with some medium or even a heavy tank. Just start getting rid of these guys. They always just get punished. This is not really like, you're just stuck here if the light tank gets here. So yeah. So I'm gonna go over the hill play now. Um, this is what I basically do almost all of my games, with like my heavies and armored mediums. Maybe sometimes even like lightly armored mediums as well. But yeah, just going hill. Always go to the top side of the hill, like this lower side. Don't go there first. That's pretty useless at the start. So you always want to win the top side. There's this windmill position, and there's this hull down place. Uh, it's great to have the windmill, because it's like another angle you can get. And if they have like, if your teammate is here and the enemy tank is here, you sometimes might be able to crossfire the enemy tank like this, but you need to be aware if the enemy tanks have a lot of full down tanks here, they can shoot on your turret side. But in some situations, this enemy tank might have been like overextended, and his teammates are like late or something, so he might be killable sometimes, so they get advantage of that. After you win hill, if there's been like a big brawl you won, it's really like, I mean, the next move is pretty much just push forward. This is like if you're just overkilling everybody, like, and you have a lot more HP than the enemy team, and your team is just pushing. You have a lot of team. Sometimes you can just drive like this crazy. But the safer way is like just go from here, from below to here. From here you can also like shoot these guys. You can shoot here, and yeah, even like from this is like a little safer place as well to shoot these guys and also spot them. So you can take advantage of that sometimes. But yeah, from the west, if you push hill like this, it's usually at this point when you get here, the enemy team really starts to fall down, because your map control is usually like this at this point. It's really hard for the south to get this side of the map. So yeah, from here you just have shots basically here everywhere, and if you have an active light tank still alive, we can just go and spot this. It's 3 damage. If it's overkill win, you can push with your team like this. Um, However, if the situation is like more even, then you do need to take things a little bit more slowly. But rarely do I have an even game at this point. Like if I'm in the west, when I'm getting here from the west side, just it's usually a win at that point. So I haven't I haven't really had problems. Um, During the hill fight, if you win hill and maybe the enemies are camping here now and it's more even and maybe the enemy team has like pushed the field somehow, then it's a good idea to rotate back. You always need someone like here to spot this, and this is a decent place to shoot this cross from. But you never, like you always have to leave one guy on the hill. Like if you win hill, you can't just leave it like completely. That's like a mistake I've seen a couple of times in like those really even and clutch scenarios where like we want my team on the hill and the enemy team has pushed here. My whole team rotates here, and then the enemy tanks that were camping here now they're taking a hill, and now the enemy's map control is like this, and now my team just died here because they literally had nothing. The hill just came to shoot them into the ass, and they got under here and everywhere. So if you're in a situation where your team wins the hill, your team starts rotating back because the enemies pushed this. You can leave to the hill, like you can stay there. Just stay on the hill if your whole team leaves, because usually these guys start pushing at some point, and you might be able to farm them. Also, one thing if you're playing like a fast medium tank like Shakal or Leopard, and you see that the enemy team has a really slow lineup, and I mean it doesn't have to be really slow, but sometimes you're able to like drive to the hill. There's like a bush somewhere over here, I guess. It's somewhere over here, and you're able to go there if you're fast enough. The enemy team might be like here, and you're able to spot them, and then you're able to double push and shoot these guys unspotted. So that's something niche you can try out. It is risky though, like sometimes if they have like a faster tank, if I'm like Leopard, I'm here and they maybe have like another medium tank, someone driving here, they will like usually spot you here. So, and because the bush is like a little bit like the below here, you are wide open for these guys if you get spotted. So you do need to be careful about that, but it's something you can try out. And I mean, that play can sometimes like win the hill completely because these guys just panic and they're like, oh, they already have the hill. And then they just fall back. So yeah, that's something you can try out. Yeah. Mm, then there's the hill defense. This is like if you're going hill, right? But your team is not coming hill. So you can't really go there alone. There's a really great hull down in here. This works best for like something like IS-7, or it can work with other heavies, but preferably something that doesn't really have weak spots on the turret. And you just basically just spot all of these when they're like pushing. And hopefully if your team didn't like kill, you usually have like a lot of snipers here. So they're able to shoot your spots. So this is really good for slowing the enemy team down. And sometimes they just over PK a lot and they might just die and like lose a lot of HP. So definitely take advantage of that. And yeah. Also, if you're like going to the hill and you have like maybe like one teammate with you or two, and you just see at the top here that there's just 6 enemy tanks, like double more than what you have on the hill coming. then it's really good to fall back for that hull down position. The biggest mistake I see people do is we're playing hill here and we notice that we're getting overrun by the enemies and they start my team starts running back to the forest. This is really open space to cross, like the hill players can just farm you and they just explode here, so don't do that. Like you should probably stay on the hull down place. Like if you're able to run from the hill early, then it's fine. But I just see people running from the hill way too late and dying here. So this is really bad position to be in. They could even maybe like run behind this church. Even that's like better. But yeah. Mm, I think that's pretty much about the West. I mean, I don't really have that much advice for the light tanks, other than just play this push from the West, like almost every time. There is this very known bush here, but it gets blinded a lot, so I don't know. If I'm playing a light tank from the West side, almost every time I go here. And one good thing to note as well, if you go here and they have like enemy tank pushing like this, don't panic. You can drive to this side of this push and the enemy tank was pushing like this, he doesn't proxy you. This is further enough that you won't get proxied. Um, yeah, now I'm gonna go over the south. Um, yeah, it's a lot worse, I think, especially if like the opponents know how to abuse the advantage they have on the field. It's a lot harder to get any control from this side. This is a decent place to defend the field from. It can definitely make it harder for your opponents if they're trying to push like this, then they need to deal with you here. But I don't really use this that much because I think from the south the hill is really important. Like because it's really hard to take field. If you don't get hill, it's really hard. Like from the actually let's get back to the west. After you've taken like you want the hill, right? And you're pushing here. And if your team's map control is this, like you can get all of this, like this position, there's this position, and like all of these. If you are able to get teammates here, then the enemy team is just under so much crossfire and it's over. So from south, if you don't get the hill, and you don't have the same defensive hill position as you have from the west, this doesn't work because if you're the only defensive place you can be is this, but I think it's still bad because once the enemies get heal right, they start going under like this if they're like smart, if they understand, and their map control is like this. They get tanks here, here, maybe even here, and now it's basically the same situation as if the West won the hill and now starts pushing your team, but now your team is just camping and you don't really have any positions and you just get taken down slowly. So yeah, I don't know. Like the camping hasn't been working in this map that much. Like of course it can work sometimes from the south, but usually it's just because the West just gets so easily under here after they have the map control. It's just too many angles, too many places they can spot your team from, and uh, too many places to shoot you from your team, like to everywhere in this area. So I really do think the hill is the way to go. I mean, I play hill almost every game in this map. Mm, pretty much the same thing. There's the windmill, you wanna basically have teammates there and some pressure here. And Then there's this underplace. This can help, like, you never go there at the start. You always want to win the top side first. Once you win the top side, and they usually the West players, when they get the pressure down, they start being like in this area. Then you're able to go from here, and you can crossfire this, and it's free farm. So this under position comes useful when you win the top side. That's when you can just kill these guys faster and easier. And basically the same. I mean, if it's overrun again, your team is winning massively, you can drive down like this, but going from below here is the safer way. You can get on here, you can get here. And in some situations you're able to like drive like this, but you do need the field first. So the question I see many people have is that when they win the hill, they don't really know what to do. From this side, it is harder to push this. I will get it, like it's harder. And that's why people are like thinking that winning the hill is losing the game. Like some people think this way. But they can simply just rotate. After you win the hill, and if you try these positions out and you really can't get anything out of it, maybe your light tank is dead and he's not able to go spot the forest. You can literally just leave the hill yourself and try to win the field at that point. Because usually, when your team is pushing hill and they're taking these positions, these guys that are camping here, they usually rotate to the forest. Or maybe they leave like a one tank here. So I don't know, I just think it's really powerful to rotate from the hill and go here. If you just have enough HP, of course. This way you get map control a lot. Like your map control is looking like this after you take the field. But yeah, you need HP to do this. So if you win the hill, I hope you have HP left and you haven't like lost all of your HP, because if you're like one shot, then it's a lot riskier and harder to do. But if you are like almost full HP or half HP, maybe they have like most of the tanks spotted, and or you know that they're just in the forest, and so going here is really good. Like after you've taken the hill. And I mean, sometimes you just have the TDs, you know, who have been sitting here doing nothing, and after they don't understand to go here. So when you go here, then they're like, ah, maybe I can go here as well. And you might have a teammate here now with you. Or if you're platooning, then you can do this together, and it's way easier in platoon. And there's these rock positions, and from here you can get like a lot of angles. Even if your team has like they won the hill but they haven't pushed down here, getting here can get you angles to like clear maybe the church area here, if they have someone behind there, or this place as well. Like you can shoot from here, easy. And yeah, I mean, of course you kill everybody who's here if they have someone here. And yeah, I mean, again, you get more angles to shoot your enemies from. They might make mistakes, they might get spotted from these weird angles sometimes. And if you have like camo, like in this situation, for example, if your team has taken this and they have the hill, maybe you're a light tank, I mean, your priority should be to try to just get to spot the forest. You can also try with some medium tanks, you can try this push as well to try like this. Try to get some vision on here. But yeah. I've just noticed that after we won the hill, and if my team is not pushing and I'm not able to push forest alone, then just rotating like this, I've seen that wins me more games. So yeah, I think that's pretty much about that. That's something you can do after you win the hill. But uh, but yeah, definitely from the south, like taking the hill is really important. Like I don't think you can camp here and here to win in this map. Like because if they have a one light tank here now, this place is really hard and rough place to be in. And if your team is camping here and on the forest now, the enemies just get under and everything, and it's gonna fall apart. Also with autoloaders, like if you're playing like 50B or something, going actually behind this. This is what I do in my Fosh B basically. I just drive behind this windmill, and I don't want to get spotted, right? I mean, Fosh B is pretty mobile, so I'm usually getting here behind this unspotted, and I'm just waiting there. And when the enemy has like overcommitted here, then I can just do a full clip. Because if I go and hold this with my Fosh B, they are hull down when they are coming, and that's not good for me. So that's something you can utilize as well. Um, oh yeah, one thing as well. If your team is taking this uh, from the northwest, and maybe if you're like a light tank, getting like through here, you can actually spot this like from somewhere here. If you're playing like a light tank and you have a good camo, and basically if your teammates here, they can just shoot them. It's free farm. You get rid of these guys easily. This is basically what I did in one of my replays. I have a replay of my Krille 15 game. That's pretty much where I utilized the uh, field. I had a very good light tank player, and I was also like just being active player and using like my brain and playing by the map control. So you guys can check that replay out if you want. But yeah, try to be more active in this map. It doesn't mean it's open map. It doesn't mean you need to camp. You just need to utilize the terrains in this map and being aggressive on the hill. I mean, playing hill aggressive with your heavies, with your medium tanks, it's also like a valid option to do because you are now like a +1 tank on the hill, which can really help you to win the hill for your team and that way win the game. But yeah, I think that's pretty much about the Malinovka. I hope you enjoyed and see you in the next one.